Hello, how is everyone? Welcome to Living in the Light, and I'm Mary Amy. And yes, I am officially 7 minutes late, and I apologize. I'm trying to manage everything, and I got really excited about doing a show this evening, and so I got a little carried away, and I don't know if I'm going to cover everything that I kind of wrote about today. So we'll see. How is everyone? Welcome. It's Tuesday, isn't it? May 16th. Let's have gratitude for this moment that we're awake and we're alive and we're here. Welcome to Living in the Light. I'm Mary Amy coming live from New York. How's everyone been doing? How was your weekend? Did you have a wonderful weekend? Did you say, "Oh, I love you, Mom. Thank you for having me"? Did you spend time with your family members and friends and, eat and drink? Hey, Ghost Night. Hello, hello. And I know I'm running late tonight, but here we are. I made it, and I have some pictures printing, so I'm probably going to be jumping up to get them. I'm realizing, and I've been saying, that more and more are awakening every single day. Are you realizing that? Are you seeing that a little bit coming from those that had kind of put the brakes on you about telling your opinions and giving them their conspiracy theories they don't want to hear? I sense that there's more and more awakened every single day because there's a lot of disclosure, and it's even coming out in public view. And that's why I kind of wanted to cover topics like today. I'm going to mention the latest Earth news, which is a combination of different events that are going on right now. And I just want to share with you that I try to share and reveal information that is pertinent to what's going on, just to bring awareness. I don't really want to give my opinion, and I like to make suggestions. Gave my mom a painting. Wow. She said, "That's pretty cool. Those emojis you put up, Bob Harding. Thanks for sharing that." I guess you probably noticed that I have a different couch here. That's something that I had put in today. And Elsa is not here because hey, Alexandra Merrill coming from New York as well. Elsa is not here. I don't know if you were paying attention last week or you were watching last week, but Elsa was injured. We're not quite sure what happened to her. Did she get injured while I was at my job in the Matrix? Did she eat something she shouldn't have? And so Elsa has been in a lot of pain. So she's over in her little bed and she cries out once in a while, but she has been walking upstairs today. So Elsa's doing a little bit better. This has been kind of something recurring with her that little Elsa, my little puppy dog, does. She either eats something she shouldn't have or she's jumping off, I guess, furniture that's too high for her. So she's not here with us tonight back here, but she's right over there and I can see her. And let's all wish her good luck and feeling better. So tonight I'm going to get on to latest Earth news. Let me keep moving here because I keep getting sidetracked. No money, only debt. And God shows us the light. And I know that you know that I believe in positivity and hope and goodness. And we speak of raising your vibration to a higher consciousness and your frequency. And how does that happen? That happens by tuning inward to your own heart. Because out here, we really can't change anything. We can only change this in our vessel. This. Our thoughts, our words, our actions, our emotions, our feelings, our beliefs, our interests, our ideas. That's what we can, energy that we can bring out into the universe. And that's the only thing that we really have control over. And I hope that all of us come from a place of love for ourselves and love for others. And that's really what I'm all about. That's really all I'm about. So that's why tonight God shows us the light. Of course, I'm going to touch on psychic phenomenon and angels. And I'm going to mention divine intervention as well. Okay, so Before we get on to our first topic, let's remind ourselves to keep track of our dreams. Has anyone been having any dreams lately? I have to tell you, in the last few nights, I have had these dreams about people in my life from the past I'm no longer really in a relationship with. And they are coming forward, and I'm seeing, I don't know if it's remote viewing, which I'm seeing what's going on with them, or it's basically drumming up the past. And I am blessed to have these dreams because it's reminding me what I need to kind of let go of. Are we letting go of everything from our past and kind of focusing right here in this moment? Because we really can't do much about the past, can we? It's a good thing to just travel through it, kind of look at it, and then let it go. Oh, there's something popping out of my printer. So write down your dreams when you wake up, because it might be a flash of information that you won't remember later on in your day. And it might have some kind of significant value for you. It might help shed light on something in your life that you're not able to figure out on your own, or your dreams might draw you in to look at something and become an observer or figure out maybe a solution for yourself or others. Or maybe it just might be kind of a way for you to grow and transition into the next part of your life, because we are all traveling through this portal right now. We're in the middle of a transition between these systems. And I'm going to get into some of that. These systems that have been very controlling, having dominance, and I'm referring to the systems of the government, the medical, the education, the history, and just how we kind of partake in this physical reality and what is going on and what we are supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be following what everyone else is doing. We're supposed to be kind of in a box with a ceiling, with a chokehold. We're supposed to keep our mouths shut. We're not really supposed to express ourselves. We're supposed to be like robotics, moving forward, doing what everyone else does, because we've been kind of brainwashed, under mind control. And you can kind of see it right now. There are those out there that are they've been following the masses, and they're still believing everything that's told to them. Every single thing. Now, it's so funny because today I was reminded about how so much of what we hear and see and what's sent to us is basically a commercial / propaganda / a narrative / what we should be, what we should buy, who should we should accept and allow into our lives. And let's remind ourselves, how many times a day and when are we receiving this information? Maybe on the radio while you're driving to your job in the Matrix. It might be through social media when you're scrolling, and there it is. It's the same information told to you over and over until you all actually say, all right, that must be true because everybody's saying it. Maybe it's on your television. Maybe it's at your movie theater when you're watching a movie and there's dribs and drabs of information planted in the film. I was watching something on Netflix the other day, and they were popping in to the show. It was episodic. These so-called conspiracy theories that you and I think of as to be a possibility. And they were making fun of it. They were joking. They were joking about a lot of very typical conspiracy theories. And I guess making fun of truthers. And it was a little subliminal, but it was stuck in there. So just be aware of what you're listening to and what you're paying attention to, because without even realizing, it might take an awful lot for you to kind of put a barrier up against it. Now, I don't watch commercials on mainstream media unless I'm not in my home, because in my home, I don't really watch that because I know that it's exhausting. All right, so let's get into it. Oh, our intention and our thoughts are very powerful. Let me remind you, and anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. And those are just my opinions, what I just shared with you. All right, so latest truth news. Earth news, not truth news, but it is truth news. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention what's been going on. In fact, today there was a lot of, I guess, very very big news, you could say. This Durham report. Are we aware of what the Durham report is? It's a 306-page report by John Durham about the 2016 presidential campaign. And it was about the FBI being involved in it and conspiring to ruin the elections. And so on July 31st, 2016, there was an investigation into collusion with JT. Hey, Ghost Knight! I can think of one big conspiracy theory, the Antarctic Ring and 33 Continents Treaty to keep every human species separated. Okay, so I just want to mention that all the species are going to come together, and maybe we're going to all be like zapped into understanding every single language. Or it's just going to be a divine event and we're all going to come together, all the species. And I believe it's going to be all the humans, the organic, natural humans, and maybe some of the extraterrestrials are going to come together and join together, and we are going to have peace on Earth. So I don't know if what you're talking about, Ghost Knight, but we're going to all come together. All of us across the globe are going to come together in love and light, and that's what I truly believe. So the Durham report, I'm just touching on a few of the latest Earth news so that we just keep ourselves informed. It might not be interesting to you, so just check back. And this report was shown, it came out that they were in collusion against JT, and it was H. Clinton wanted to distract from the release of her emails. Let me just grab what printed out. You know, I always like a visual. I'm always about the visual because I am. That's how I learn, is by visuals. So I just wanted to make sure that I had something to show so that you're not kind of bored. And basically, it was all a deception by the deep state, by the elite cabal. And now it's kind of proved to be that was a hoax, that was fake. And I think it's about the truth being told. And we have a lot of that going on right now with disclosure. If you are watching any of the social media, and you can see it's going on, and it's a little confusing at times because there's constantly almost from both sides, from the light and from the dark, and they cross each other off by the information. And I'm going to mention some of the disclosure tonight, but this Durham report was basically some disclosure. Also came out was this Jeffrey Epstein case, and those banks involved. I don't know if anyone knows that. More extraterrestrials land, so more land, more ET that people have encountered. Maybe even as well. Yes, I believe in Antarctica there's a lot going on, and we know that Admiral Byrd had spoken about how there's inner Earth and these civilizations, and he came in contact with extraterrestrials, and which are the extraterrestrials in Antarctica? And are there extraterrestrials in our own communities? Are they in our government? Because we do know that there are those out there wearing masks. We can see them, and there are clones. And are the videos legit that we're watching? There's a lot of fake reality. And unless I see something in person, I'm starting to have a lot of doubt about what's real. It's a lot of hype, or it's a video or information shown to us because they want us to have a certain perspective and have a certain belief. And I question a lot these days. I don't know if you are as well. So this is more latest Earth news. I'm just touching on this so that we all have awareness. So this Jeffrey Epstein case, I don't know if you know about it. It's about human trafficking. I believe it's also about child trafficking. When he passed, allegedly died, was he suicided? Did he? We don't know. He was worth 572,654 million. He was worth basically a net worth over 500 million. He was worth over 500 million dollars. Now, how did this man accumulate that amount of money? Through sex trafficking. Now, the Virgin Islands is suing J.P. Morgan over the fact that they were involved with their bank in the sex trafficking because of their customer, Jeffrey Epstein. So the banks are involved in this. And it starts to make you wonder the lineup, what's going on right now. We have these banks that are collapsing. And then we have this Jeffrey Epstein case. And J.P. Morgan benefited from those crimes. Now, Elon Musk has now been subpoenaed to go to seek documents. He must turn over documents showing communications he's been involved. Also, Larry Page, who is the co-founder of Google, he's also been subpoenaed. And who else? Oh, Jamie Dimon of J.P. Morgan is involved in this case as well. Now, Barclays Bank, this former chief executive, he was also involved in the Jeffrey Epstein, just Stali, and he was aware of the sex trafficking. He had 1,200 emails between them. And these are high net worth individuals as well as bank executives. And we begin to wonder, who is benefiting from this, and where was this 500 million stored? Well, apparently it was stored at J.P. Morgan Chase. And this is why I'm bringing awareness, because this is the evil cabal is involved in these crimes against humanity. And they said, I heard the other day that they better hire some attorneys and lawyers because it's coming down, right? I mean, in the old days, they would just put the head down and chop it off, or I don't know what's going to happen to these, if they're going to get away with this. Are they going to be chased down the street by an angry mob with pitchforks and weapons? I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think anyone's going to get away with these evil doings, because all this disclosure is coming out, and I'm going to speak about light. Now, we know that we have been surveilled, and we've been under surveillance. And how are we under surveillance? And what exactly is surveillance? Well, it's observing or monitoring across the globe, gathering information. Do you realize how much surveillance is going on right now? Like right now, as I'm doing this, I'm being surveilled. I am on video. Somehow, someone's watching us or watching me on this video. And so there's surveillance going on. Our cell phones, tracking device, surveillance. So our cell phones, the televisions, our computers, street corners, social media, our apps, airports, Alexa that's in our house, Siri. All of this, we are being surveilled. And now it's interesting. At my job in the Matrix, we were having a problem, a personal story, problem with the computer, the printer. And the printer was not working. And we had an older computer. And the man who came in to fix it, the IT guy who came in to fix the printer, said to me, well, to get the printer to work on this computer, that you have to download this certain app. And I said, why do I have to download this certain app? And he said, this company is making it so that everyone has to download this app so that they can keep information on them and they can sell it. I thought, that's messed up. What's going on here? And that's exactly what's going on across the board, that we are being surveilled. And so they are spying, watching, supervising. And what I'm trying to say to you is, We think our government's out there to protect us. It's really not. It's there. I guess it's almost like they're the ones that we should be looking out for, not these other foreign governments. We should be looking out for our own government and what they're doing. Government surveillance of US citizens has been going on, and it operates in the most advanced spying data collection programs. There are 24 government programs that are collecting and recording information and data about us. And they are also in cahoots with the tech companies, Google, Apple, Microsoft, and Facebook. And I have Microsoft apps. Now, what do we say? We say like, oh, well, it's happening. But we must know why. What is the purpose of that? Why are we being surveilled? Why am I being surveilled? What am I doing that's wrong? I'm just expressing myself. I'm just sharing information. Why am I being surveilled? And we have to just kind of take a look at that and be aware and not be naive. And I've said to you in the past, more than 50% of those out there in the physical reality lie, and they are con men and maybe con women. And so just be aware, because I know we come from a good place and we're all about love and light, but let's not be tricked or let's not be bamboozled, and let's just be aware. Now, we've been kind of ruled, I don't know how long, maybe it's thousands of years, but we've been ruled by an oligarch, which is exercising power through wealth. And I've mentioned the 13 bloodlines and the Illuminati and the Freemasons and all these secret societies and the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. And it's a small class of elites. We don't realize that those are kind of the puppets. Or no, we're the puppets. They're the puppeteers. We're the puppets, and they're the puppeteers. And they are, I guess, setting up boundaries, setting up laws and rules, and then they create this history, and then they are done and exterminate a civilization and bring another in, and then they use us for our DNA, they use us for our energy, they use us to basically chase the money down the street, because it's all about money, how important money is. And because we have that belief system, we never say, forget it. I don't care about money. I just care about that person. I just care about love. I just care about kindness and peace. When everyone comes together and they completely leave, because we're in the transition, we're in between the third dimension and the fifth dimension. And the fifth dimension is a higher consciousness where we believe and have love for each other. And that's way more important than possessions. Doesn't matter what you look like, doesn't matter what you have, doesn't matter where you live, doesn't matter what you do as your occupation. You are the gold. You have to remember that. So we've been running towards money and currency because that's what we were told is the most important thing in the whole wide world. It's not. Your heart is, your DNA is, you should be cherished and loved, and tell yourself that I am a worthy being of light because you are highly advanced. And more disclosure is going to come onto the earth, and eventually 90% of those out there that are organic, natural beings of light, like you and I are, they're going to say, oh my gosh, what have I been doing? I've been wasting my whole life working hard to pay the taxes to send it to this elite cabal. And they're going to say, I'm not doing that anymore. Wipe that out. No thanks. I'm going to start all over. So this power that they've exercised, this small privileged group that have been corrupt and selfish, and they've been very rich and wealthy. They have been having cruelty and domination, and they've been coercing us. They're going to be done for, because guess what? We're not going to listen to them anymore. If everyone would just throw up their hands and say, forget about it, no one would care about Klaus Schwab or Bill Gates. And we'd say, you know what, Bill Gates, I don't know who you are, but we never elected you. We never elected these leaders. And so we're going to let all of that go. Anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. It will happen. I promise you. I know it will happen in our lifetime. Okay, next subject, the AIs. Today, a man named Sam Altman, who's worth 500 million, and his company he's the CEO of OpenAI, said today, a lot happened today, he said it's critical that this technology could go wrong. It could go quite wrong, he said. He's very fearful. He said it could cause significant harm upon the public and that we should regulate AI. And he said that, Sam Altman. He said, artificial intelligence, is it too late to regulate it? Do they have too much control? Are they going to start making changes? They don't have human consciousness. Are they going to ruin our world? So it should be regulated. And his company is ChatGPT, which is AI chatbot. And he said it's critical. That's something else that's going on. And now for something that I want to bring up related to, where is it? It's related to this, it's something called, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, called electroculture farming. And this is actually, I believe, in relation to Nikola Tesla. And what it is it's actually the ability to harness atmospheric energy, and it uses the atmospheric energy so there's no need for pesticides, manure, or fertilizers. And it's interesting because I've been speaking of Nikola Tesla, and I've been speaking about how he used metals. And this is the first time that I came upon this idea where there's a copper tube. Okay, here's another picture of it. A copper tube, and it uses the earth, and it uses the air, and it uses copper. And what it does is it only needs the sun, the clouds, rain, nitrogen in the air, and the atmospheric antennas can be created by wood, copper, zinc, and brass. And this will add atmospheric antennas to your garden's soil, and it amplifies the yields. And it combats frost, excessive heat, reduces pesticide, increases magnetism. And it's interesting because it looks like, if you look at this, it looks like the Tesla coil. And it serves as an antenna, as you see right here. And how did I come about this? Because I was looking at a video, I believe it might have been on Instagram. And I said, oh my gosh, that's unbelievable. And it was speaking about how you can, by using this device, it takes away from the chemtrails. So wherever this device is, the chemtrails cannot enter that space. It's that powerful. So the antenna harvests energy of the earth through a series of vibrational frequency. So copper coils to harness the flow of energy. So consider that, mark it down, write it down, electroculture farming. And I think that this spring I'm going to get some of this, and they say that this is you can utilize this in houseplants. So just DuckDuckGo it and find it, because as you can see, this coil is going all the way up, and then it creates this antenna. So consider that. Consider this, okay? That's a suggestion for you. All right, now moving on. The debt ceiling. Oh my gosh, we have a little bit more news, but kind of, sort of. It's about the banks, because you know I always get into the banks. So I don't know if you checked into what's happening with the banks. And the reason I'm bringing up the banks is because I'm waiting for the quantum financial system to kick in and the emergency broadcast system. And I'm always checking out, how are the bank stocks going? Are we going to crash? And what will happen if we do not raise the debt ceiling, which is at 31 trillion right now, the debt ceiling. Today, Credit Suisse down. It was down to 84 cents. Bank of America, the stock's down. Citigroup down. JP Morgan down. And Wells Fargo. All of them were down. And the 5 largest banks were down. So just be aware of that. Now, on June 1st, the Treasury Department has to raise the debt ceiling, or we're going to have a big bank issue. And they have to, they may default on their limitations. And the debt ceiling is restricting the money, that can be borrowed. So talks are going on with the White House and the Republicans and Congress, and if the debt limit is not raised, the U.S. government will default on their bills. So just be aware of that. Anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Mary Amy coming to you live, and that was Elsa. Elsa, you okay over there? I heard you cry a little bit. She cries every once in a while. It's like her way of communicating to me. So the amount of the government can borrow to pay for services, like they say for Social Security, and I think that's a way of getting us to do what they want. Who's that? Destine Reed. Hi, where are you coming from? You're new. You're a newbie. I'm going to write you down on my paper here. Destine Reed. Hi, I'm Mary coming to you live from New York. We're just covering some topics. Tonight we're covering the latest Earth news. No money, only debt. And God shows us the light. Of course, I'm going to mention angels and psychic phenomenon, and we'll do an exercise before we go tonight. So where are you coming from, Destine Reed? Destine Reed. That's a cool name. So is the government going to default? And when I was watching over the weekend, because I watch all of these white hat military videos that are on Rumble and Telegraph, not on YouTube so much lately. YouTube is getting, you're from Michigan. Hi. I got one of my videos taken down, and I know Michael De La Rocca said today 25 of his videos were taken down. So it looks like YouTube is, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to get my videos taken down as well. So I'm aware of that, but I'm just going to keep going. Keep going, because I'm a truth seeker. I'm a rebel, not the rebel that creates havoc, a rebel that believes there's another reality. Are you a truth seeker like I am? And what do we believe? We believe that we climbed out of the matrix. We looked over the side and we said, oh, there's another world out there. I don't have to live in this simulation. I don't have to be told what to do. I'm allowed to express myself. Because when we don't express ourselves, we're blocking our throat chakra, and we're also blocking our heart. And we want to have personal serenity and personal happiness, don't we? Okay. So the amount that the government can pay out to Social Security and Medicare, and they use those, they throw that out there, and they tell us that so that everyone goes, oh no, Social Security. But meanwhile, what has the government been using the money on? Well, apparently they've been using it on these fake stories. That's what the Durham report was about. And they've been involved with the social media. How much money are they? And these secret space programs and these black projects and all these other programs, these mind control programs. They've always been using our money for programs that they're not telling us about. They've been doing that for hundreds of years. And they've been taking our tax money and using it for whatever they want. And I believe if we get this quantum financial system going and we erase a lot of these government programs, we're going to see it through the blockchain, and all the transactions will be publicly made, and it's not going to be hidden from us anymore. And right now there's a lot of hiding going on, and we're finding that out through these bank issues and all the money laundering and the human trafficking. And now every time I see one of these big trucks that are moving, these 18-wheelers, I'm wondering, what's in that 18-wheeler. And then I've been reading about some of these huge corporations, like these furniture companies and these other companies, and that's how they have this child trafficking. It's right in our face. I'm not going to even mention them because I don't want to get into any trouble. So Janet Yellen has met with, in the last few days, the 5 big banks, the Bank of America, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, Citigroup, and she's met with them to talk about the debt ceiling, because these little banks are collapsing, and then are they moving into these big banks, and what will happen? Now we know there's no more money. They have no more money because they borrowed everything, and then they used all of the income tax, the IRS money. I don't even know if the IRS is still there. I don't know what's really going on. We don't know unless we can see it for ourselves, right, in the physical reality. So currently, right now, the debt ceiling is 31 trillion. 31 trillion. That's a lot. The US dollar is worthless. That's why they're talking about this digital currency. They're talking about the quantum financial system. The dollar is worthless. They're talking about BRICS and these different countries that are joining together, and they're going to take away the US dollar. Doesn't have any value anymore. So bank executives are continuing to apologize for their CEO payouts. What bank is that? SVB Bank, Signature Bank. They've had to face the Senate. They're blaming the feds for increased rates. And in 1 year, the SVB Bank grew 63% in 2020. And then assets were 212 billion. So I don't know. I'm just throwing out some information. I'm just saying that there's a lot that's being revealed. And that's why we're going to get on to God shows us the light. Wells Fargo also today settled a $1 billion settlement because they had fake accounts. These banks, I don't know. Are you going to trust them? I don't know. All right, so let's get into God and light, and then we're going to talk about psychic phenomena. Now, here's an angel picture. I think it's beautiful, so I'm going to hold this up while I'm speaking of it. It looks like a little baby angel. Now, this just looks like light. It's a beautiful painting, and this looks like a little baby angel. And here's something very serene about this, and I just saw this online. So God shows us the light. Now, I've been speaking about all of these issues that are going on in the physical reality, but I want to remind you, we can't control anything out here. We can only control this. And so the more of us that realize and change our belief system and think out of the box, and we have a collective oneness, the more chance that everything out here is going to change in this physical reality. And that's really what's happening, because more light is being shown onto the earth, and maybe it's divine. It's solar. It's these solar flares. Are we going to have the solar flash? And what's happening is it's almost like parallel. More light's coming onto the earth, more becoming awakened. Over the weekend, I felt so much light come into my being. And it was to the extent that I couldn't sleep, and I was having all of these light codes that I speak of, which are flashes of information. And when we do our psychic phenomenon, we do these exercises, we are really receiving flashes of information. And that's what was happening to me over the weekend. I don't know if it happened to you as well. And what is that exactly? Well, it's almost a cosmic transformation, because we are shifting and transitioning from carbon-based to crystalline light, because more light that's coming onto the earth, and with these big divine changes, you could say, our physical being is going to change. And when we physically change, more of our DNA is going to become available to us. So we are going to have abilities. Basically, whatever you're good at, it's going to be magnified. And if you have anything that's within you that maybe is dark or sick, something that is maybe an issue that you never dealt with, it's going to come forward. You're going to have to look at it. And that's dark night of the soul. You might be having these DNA activations like I have. And so God shows us the light. We may shine brightly with radiance, and we have that ability. I'm going to say this over and over, and you're going to be sick of hearing me say it, because I realize that I have to stay in a topic long enough for you have a takeaway, and you say, okay, I got it finally. Okay, I got it. Just like I said earlier, that's what's going on where the mainstream media and all these commercials, it's the same thing. You really have to hear it over and over. And my intention is good. I have a commitment to do my best, and my intention for you is for goodness and for you to realize that light will reveal all the darkness. And we don't have to worry. We don't have to be fearful. We should be fearless beings of light. We should say, I am fearless. I am brave. I am strong. I am courageous. And we're going to reach down from the bottom of our root chakra, which is the bottom of our spine, and we're going to pull up all of our energy forward. We're going to bring up our personal power. We're going to put it right here. And we're going to say, what do I want? What is my dream? What do I want for myself? I'm not going to say tomorrow or 20 years from now. I'm going to say in this moment. I'm going to bring it forward. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to say, what do I desire? Whatever it is you want, you close your eyes and you imagine it right here in front of you. And what are you seeing with all of your senses? What does it look like? What does it smell like, taste like, feel like? What do you sense? What is it that you want? It can be anything you want, because that's how you're going to bring forward this new reality, is by bringing your dreams forward. You're not going to bring the new reality forward by sitting here going, my life stinks and it's terrible and tomorrow's going to be the same and I'm so unhappy right now, and being in this low vibration. The only way that we're going to all together move to this new, beautiful, peaceful, unimaginable, marvelous reality is if we come from a place of higher vibration, which is joy. So when you can imagine this beautiful dream, whatever it is that you want, and it brings joy to you, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. And you're not going to say it can't happen. You're going to have acceptance. You're going to have a willingness to try and believe, and you're going to imagine it, and then you're going to talk about it like you already have it. And you're going to bring it right here in this moment. And how do you get in this moment? Here I am. I'm touching my arm. I'm right here in this moment. There's a couch with a pillow. I'm here. It is 9:20 in New York in this moment. And that's how you're going to bring all of your dreams into this moment. And when you have that flash of information, you're going to build on it. And maybe tomorrow, if you're not feeling so great, or when you wake up, it would be great if when you wake up and you say, oh, what was it that I desire? I want that. All of a sudden, you're going to stay in that moment a little bit longer, and you're going to create it. You're going to create the world that you want. You're going to see it. You're going to create it with everything. The fabric of everything that's in that space. What's the weather like? How do you feel? What are the colors involved? What emotions does it bring to you? Is there anyone else around? The more that you create the life that you want, where you visualize it and you see it, the quicker it will happen. The quantum leap to it. And that's how it's going to be. You can do that. You have that ability within you. You are crushed. You're not crushed anymore. You're taking all of the darkness and all the negativity off your heart, and you're allowing your heart to breathe. You're allowing your heart to be what it's supposed to be. You have a spirit, a beautiful spirit. You're a visionary. You have abilities and characteristics that you could only imagine that are like in a movie, like you're a Marvel superhero. That's what you are. You're stronger than you ever imagined. We all are. We were just not told. So you have the radiance. Light will not be destroyed. You are radiant with light. God is light and sets up a natural contrast with darkness. And right now, it's all being revealed. So we are seeing it all. We're shining the light on it. We're beaming the light on it. So beam the light on whatever you want. Put the light on it and see it all, because you are capable of attaining it. You can do it. So imagine the light is a metaphor for righteousness and goodness, and then darkness signifies evil. Everything exposed by the light is made visible. Light exposes that which is hidden. So everything within you just needs to be shown to you. It's already there. It's already existing. When you were born, you had all of this within you. Basically, everything that was possible that you could do was within you when you were born. It just didn't happen today. It's always been there. You're just catching up that anything's possible. You can make it happen. You have dreams, you have visions, you have information within you. Allow it to be exposed. So darkness will hide, but we're going to uncover it with light and truth. And that's what we are right now. We're becoming true to ourselves. We are true seekers, and we're acknowledging that we're capable of anything. We're highly advanced beings of light. Now, divine intervention is related to God. It's divine guidance. It's when God comes into and involves itself in human affairs. It makes a change. Just when you think everything is impossible and you're in a dire situation, maybe it's dangerous, maybe it's hopeless, but you have faith, you have patience. Divine intervention will come into play, and you can ask for it. You can say, please help me. You can say, please bring the light. Bring the light into my life. You can ask for it. It's like when everything seems as though it's going to fail, you can ask for it to come through, and God and light will save it. Divine intervention. Basically, God steps in and changes the outcome. And then there's a miracle. So a miracle is a phenomenal event. Maybe you consider it supernatural. Maybe it's like a flash of marvelous phenomenon. And it's a fulfillment of spiritual law. And it might be considered unusual or mysterious. And that's what a miracle is. Now, we've all heard of miracles, haven't we? And we say, oh, that was a miracle. And I'll tell you today, I had a little bit of a miracle. I'll tell you a personal story. So today, if you can see, my finger's purple. And I was at the gym and I was doing the weights, and my finger got caught between two weights. And so it crushed my finger. And I was like, oh my God, and I had ice on it. And then I was at my job in the Matrix. And I was downstairs moving things, and there was a shelf with these bins on top of it. And miraculously, the bins came flying down, and someone else witnessed this. And somehow I moved my head so fast out of the way that it missed my head. I would have definitely been in the hospital. So I believe that was a miracle today, because I could have been injured. So there you go. I believe that was a miracle today. I would have definitely been knocked out in the hospital, wouldn't be doing this live. So there's a miracle for you right there. Divine intervention. Ta-da! All right, let's do some psychic phenomenon. Before we go, we almost hit the 1 hour mark, and it's late tonight. I hope everyone is well. I want to say that before I go, and I want to tell you that I have gratitude that you're here. Everyone who's joined us tonight, Bob Harding and Alexandra Morel and our newbie, Destine, Bob Harding, blessings to you. Thanks, Bob Harding. And Ghost Knight. And anyone else who doesn't want to write in the chat, hello, hello, hello. So psychic phenomena is something that we do every single live, unless, of course, I'm running out of here because of one reason or another. But what it is it's basically a way to bring more awareness and understanding to your abilities. And it's a reminder that you are capable of channeling, mediumship, telepathy, clairvoyance, and utilizing a certain skill set that you have within you, but probably have not practiced, unless, of course, you're maybe from a family of psychics and that part of you is nurtured. Or you might just be someone that's thought out of the box and you've already tapped into these abilities of yours. And those of you who have already nurtured this, kudos to you. So tonight we're going to do our regular psychic phenomena. So what we're going to do is basically, initially what we do is we do a series of steps. And the steps are basically to relax you and more or less focus into your senses, because everything that we see through our eyes is based on the physical reality and what our belief system is and what we've been, I guess, given, the information that we've been given. So let's tune in to our own psychic phenomenon, our own abilities. So we're going to close our eyes, right? And we're gonna like relax all of our body parts as much as we can so that we remind ourselves it's just about our senses. It's not about what we're thinking. It's not about our thoughts. It's what we're feeling and what flashes of information come. We're going to receive impressions, which is from an outside source. All right, so we're going to let go of any tension. You know, like I always say, let go of any tension. Maybe you're a rag doll. Let go of any tension in your arms. Maybe you wiggle your legs, your toes, your feet, maybe your neck, your jaw, and let out a breath. Now you can choose to close your eyes or you can keep them open. It's entirely up to you. I'm choosing to close my eyes. Okay, so we're letting out a breath. We're letting go of any tension, and we're putting all of our weight in our bottom. Now you're either sitting down, maybe you're laying down. We're just letting go of any tension. And now I'd like you to, try to find, we've been talking about holding space within us. Let's try to have some stillness. So we're quieting our system down. And now we're going to take 3 inhales and exhales so that we really are concentrating on our breath and we're pushing away any thoughts that we have. All right, so we're going to inhale and exhale 3 times. Now, hopefully you've relaxed a little bit more and you've focused on your breathing. We've pushed away any thoughts because we're just concentrating on our senses and we're dropping down into our physical vessel and we're making contact. We're having a willingness to accept any information. We're pushing away any doubt. We're not allowing any doubt. Any kind of information that you're going to receive during this exercise, you're going to accept. Because if you have any doubt, you're not going to receive any information. So the flash of information is going to come through as maybe a mental picture, maybe a sound, maybe a voice, maybe a story. It might be a spirit animal. Maybe it's going to be remote viewing. Everything that happens for you is a personal experience. There's no right or wrong. So let's go into acceptance. So we're dropping down. And then I'm going to share in a suggestion. Okay, now we're going to tune into, maybe you're tuning into your hearing. So I always say, listen beyond the walls of the room. Now maybe it's either ear. You're going to tune into your smell. Because it's not about thinking, it's not about thoughts, it's just about feeling what your senses are telling you. Your smell, your taste. Maybe it's your clairvoyance that you're going to tune into. You're able to see another realm. Maybe you're seeing another spiritual world. Maybe you're just getting a drop down of information. Maybe telepathy. And then your heart. Maybe you're going to choose your heart, your clairsustenance. And that is how you're feeling, and that's how the information might flow to you. Now you're going to find, and I've always said this, that at least one of the clear senses I'm mentioning, you're going to be able to master, and the information is easily going to come to you. And then possibly 3 or more. Maybe it's claircognizance, you have a knowing. Maybe it's sense of touch, you have a feeling. So I'd like you to tune into whichever clear sense you really resonate with. Now, I always tune into my hearing because that's how the information comes. And you might have found a way that really works for you. If you're new, just have patience. There's going to be no proof. You're just going to have to trust, and you're going to realize that when you receive an impression, it feels like nothing else. It doesn't feel like it's coming from you. It's an outside source. So just be aware of that. All right, so now that you've chosen one of your clear senses or more, because I'm going to choose my hearing and I'm going to choose my feeling, my clairsustenance. I'm going to give a suggestion. And my suggestion right now is to remote view, which is seeing a location, remote view a situation or circumstance that is going to happen to you tomorrow. So that's what you're going to say. A remote view of a situation or circumstance tomorrow, which here in New York is May 17th, Wednesday. Okay, and then you're going to make that suggestion. You're going to take away any thoughts you're not thinking, and you're going to listen or watch or accept any information that comes through. I'm going to be quiet now. Situation or circumstances, May 16th or May 17th, Wednesday, tomorrow. Remote view. You're remote viewing. You're seeing something that's going to happen tomorrow. Okay, I don't know if that's enough time. So I received information. This was very interesting. I focused on remote viewing a circumstance or situation for tomorrow, and that's that was the suggestion I gave myself. Now, normally I tune into my hearing. I received nothing. So then I went to my clairsustenance, my feeling, and then I instantly felt love. I felt love, And then I saw myself smiling. And I said, oh, wow, now I need to get more information. So then I tuned into my clairvoyance to see or to receive any more information. So that's what you can do. You can maybe move to another sense, clear sense, if you're not receiving information. And then I received that someone unexpectedly from my past, I'm going to encounter tomorrow, and I'm going to have love. So I have love for them. So that was very interesting because it never went, I never gathered that much information. So you can do that is what I'm trying to say. All right, so before we go, let's do one more thing. I'd like to do, because when we do this, we're bringing light into, if anyone wants to share what they received, if they received anything, share with us. Okay, so let's choose a ball of light. I know we haven't done this in a while, but it's a good way to bring light into our physical reality. It's a good way to bring light into our lives. And we spoke about light tonight. God shows us the light. So this is basically an indication that I received. It's important to bring light. So we rub our hands together, take it away from our body, take our hands, our palms away. Now we should be feeling on our palms, we should be feeling some kind of sensations. Now, if you cannot put your hand, if you're not capable of still receiving any kind of feeling on your palms by creating a ball with your hands, then just continue to do this. However, unless you've had medication, which will desensitize you, you probably most likely can create the ball of light. So we're going to bring the ball of light into the space that we're in. Why? Because this ball of light is energy. This is light. We are creating energy right here in our space. And by doing this, we're actually bringing more positivity. We're bringing, I would say, more goodness within this space. And when we do that, it's good for us. So here we have around us, I don't know if you're aware of this, you have a human energy field that's around your body. And in your human energy field is your experiences, your, you could say your experiences, you could have spirit animals, you could have angels, you could have traumas in it. And when I do a reading on someone, I basically read their energy field. And it's wrapped around your body. And so right now, when we bring this light, it's probably something that's very positive. Just like when I say, imagine a band of white light circling you. That's very positive as well. So bring some light around you, bring this ball of light around you, and maybe it will change you. It will bring you hope and positivity. And let me see, if you want to hold the light, ball of light, and you want to see if you can tune into your ball of light, maybe you want to close your eyes and you imagine that you're inside your ball of light. And what do you see inside of your ball of light? Is your ball of light this size, or is your ball of light 6 feet by 6 feet? Does the ball of light take you to another realm? In the past, when I've utilized the ball of light, it basically has taken me to a wooded area. It's taken me to the fair, that one fair. What's that fair called? It was like 19 something. I forget what year it was. But anyway, you can do a lot of things with the ball of light. And let's see if I can see anything with the ball of light. If I'm standing in the ball of light, what do I see? And when I do this, I'm tuning into one of my clear senses. Let's see. I just got a lot of colors around, like reds and purples around the outside of the ball of light. That's positive. Okay, so that's it. Rub your hands together. It was lovely, everyone showing up tonight. Thank you for joining us. So tonight we covered latest Earth news. We covered no money, only debt. God shows us the light. So I'm wishing good things for you. You know what I just forgot? I just want to mention angels are beings of light. They come from the heavens to earth to protect humanity. They're celestial, benevolent beings. They descend and ascend on the staircase. And they say there's tens of thousands upon millions of angels. And you can ask for an angel to come into your world, into your physical reality, into your heart, into your dreams. And they guide, they protect, and they're warriors. They're messengers. And if you've had a near-death experience like I have, maybe you were greeted by an angel and they were there to take you to the next realm, or they were there to say, stop, don't go any further. Okay, everyone, it was lovely, everyone joining us. I'm going to make circle spin light, and you're in the center of it, and you're making a wish. And I'm imagining it's made of light, and it's circling you, and you're circling the other direction. And now we're creating a Merkaba, an ancient light vehicle. Now I'm spinning it the other way, counterclockwise, and I'm spinning you clockwise. And I want good things for you. And you make a wish. Have a wonderful evening. I'll be back again soon. I hope you liked the video and subscribe. I've been asking that all physical, mental, spiritual parts of me and guides return to me, and I'm ready to integrate them more. You're reaching a higher consciousness. You can connect if you choose. You're reminding me of something, Bob Harding. If you're having an issue with someone, you can connect to your higher consciousness through your chakras that we've spoken about that are beyond your crown chakra, and you can connect to their their higher consciousness, and you can have a conversation, and you can resolve an issue or receive information. It's possible. Okay, bye.